Hello and welcome to the My Hero Academia podcast, episode 2. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Kendra.
Thank you for bearing with us in our first episode if you made it through all the poor audio. Thanks to some research and very helpful constructive critique, we've hoped that this week will be much clearer and we endeavour to go to beyond and create the most enjoyable podcast possible, plus ultra!
Plus ultra!
This week we've decided to change the format slightly. We'll be going through and discussing the anime spoiler-free first, before discussing the episode in context of what we know from the manga and going through any possible hindsight. So if you are an anime-only watcher, we'll let you know when to click off and that way you won't be spoiled. The anime episode this week is episode 51, Moving into Dorms, and the chapter is number 189, which is why he gets back up. Side note, if you're anime only and want to try out the manga, Viz are offering 30 free chapters for 30 days. So if you go on their website or their mobile app, that might be a good way to get into it. And to Kendra with news.
So the news this week is that there's going to be a spin-off manga called Watashi no Hero Academia, basically My Hero in Academia. It's going to be by a new mangaka by the name Akiyama Yoko. It's going to be centered around the girls of Class 1A. It's more of the joke manga like the Smash one is. And also, there's going to be a My Hero Academia movie showing at Anime Expo on July 5th. It's called My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, and I'll just kind of read off the recap thing of it. After the end of the climactic final exams, the UA class members head off to their school field trip for a summer break. However, before they head off to the school field trip, All Might and Deku accept an invitation from someone to go abroad to a floating and mobile man-made city called Island. I never knew Apple sponsored My Hero Academia. All researchers in the world, both East and West, are gathered in this place, known as the Hollywood of Science, where they research quirks, as well as hero supplemental items at the special iExpo convention that is currently being held on the island. This is where Deku meets the quirkless girl, Melissa. Melissa is, like him, quirkless. Deku is able to connect with Melissa by recalling when he too was quirkless. During that time, suddenly, despite an iron wall of security surrounding the island, the system is breached by a villain who hacked into it. The people living on the island are all taken hostage. Now, the Hero Association needs to act quickly to deploy their unshakable plan, or else the only person who can grasp that key is none other than the number one hero, All Might. And it's going to be in theaters August 3rd, which is kind of cool. So if you want to avoid spoilers, maybe try to mute certain words on Twitter, or don't spoil people if you go. I don't know, whatever you want to do. And we also get to see a bit of the character animation that we see All Might's eyes, but we don't know if this is a flashback or he gets quirked into being younger. Basically all the news.
Okay, so let's get started with episode 51, Moving into the Dorms. So this episode, just like the last one, there's no dub version. So the episode covers the end of manga chapter 97 to chapter 99, and it also closes off the Rescue Bakugo arc. And Kendra was right last week. I mentioned that they didn't include the finale of All Might's discussion with the two Midoriyas at the end of chapter 97. Yet, Kendra, you had faith that they would put it in this episode, and I didn't. Shame on me, and well done you.
Yay, but oh well, I've got to stick it in.
But so we have the recap of the last episode where All Might apologises to Inko, saying that he will protect Izuku with his life. And Inko says that that won't do and allows Izuku to return to UA with All Might, where he also promises her that he won't make her worry anymore. So outside the house, All Might thinks of Inko's words to him and tells Izuku that he has a good mum and that she's like his master. Izuku pulls a real shocked face, and then All Might kind of shrugs it off and says that maybe it's their hair, but then kind of goes back on himself to tell him that his mum is strong while he does the sort of the strong arm pose, and some female onlookers get very distressed by his skeletal form.
And I just want to say, like, when he flexes his arm, he does this weird thing where his hand goes really far down. And I wonder if he kind of does that because that's what he's used to doing in buff form, that he has to kind of, like, do that, show it all off. But here it just looks weird because it's, like, he's doing the flex thing with his, like...
But there's no bicep to curl there.
Yeah.
He tries. But then All Might enters the taxi, and Izuku then talks about leaving home and entering his new life. And we see Inko crying in the background, sort of watching him, knowing what's going to happen. It's
kind of weird that All Might gets in the front seat beside the driver. And I tried looking up, even like in Japan, it's like, that's not really done. Like, usually you sit in the back. So I wonder, like, do you think the cabbie, like, recognizes him and he, like, signs stuff for cabbies now that he's known as All Might? It was just kind of, like, a weird little thing I noticed.
It could be that, or I guess his cooperativeness in the data books was 5 out of 5. So maybe he's just a chatty guy.
Yep.
In the manga, we don't see Inko crying on the side, but I liked it because it shows that she's really, she's just such a good mum.
Yeah.
She knows that this is what he wants and it's best for him, but she's...
Yeah, and she knows, like, this is what will make him happier than anything. And she wants him to be happy, but also alive and have working arms.
Yeah, she does want working arms. Selfish woman.
Oh, no.
Then we get a quick montage of the students on the way to school. For all of the students except for Midoriya, it shows them just stationary, but what they're doing and their names and their quirks. I've written down what they're all doing quickly. I don't know if anyone else is interested in this, but my favourite thing about all anime and manga is the character development. We don't learn very much about the characters here, but so Kirishima is looking impatient, trying to get through some train barriers. We see Yayuzuru, and it's a walking shot of her, but unlike other characters, it's a boob shot.
Yeah.
It's a boob shot up, and she's sort of holding her bag with both hands, looking a bit self-conscious. Then we go to Ejiro, who's looking quite worried as he crosses the road. Maybe he's late. Then we see Kaminari and Sero. Kaminari is drinking his juice, while Sero is sort of talking to him behind, but Kaminari doesn't look that interested.
And Zero just looks super friendly. Like, Zero's really growing on me. I love him a lot.
He does. He hasn't got very much camera time, but he looks like such a nice guy. And then we see Hagakure and Shoji, and they're sort of bumping into each other, and Hakure's saying, like, waving hello. Then we see Yuraka, and it's just a face shot. No boob shot for her, like Yuzuru. We see Asui and Mineta. Asui sees Mineta looking around and checking out a woman from behind. I took a screenshot of this and put it on our Twitter account. Bear in mind, Mineta himself is only 3 foot 6.5. It looks like he's bending down to be smaller to try and look up the woman's skirt.
Yeah.
And Asui is catching him do it.
Give me a whack, Asui.
Pervert moment number 1 for Mineta, of many. We see Todoroki, but we only see a headshot of him. We see Jiro and Koda walking in. It looks like Koda sees Jiro, but she's just listening to the music on her earphones. He looks like he wants to say hello, but he's too nervous.
Yeah, or it's literally earphones because she's using her quirk.
Yeah. Then we see Tokiyami and Sato. Tokiyami is riding his bike looking back at Sato, who's trying to run to keep up alongside him. We see Aoyama, and it's just his face, but with some beautiful twinkles next to him. Then it's Aida, just sitting alone in his class.
He's such a nerd. He's already there.
And he's not even doing anything. He's not reading. He's not looking on his phone. He's not trying to go through his homework. He's just sitting there.
I would say he, like, sleeps there, but he's, like, too proper to do that. He just, like, probably gets there, like, half an hour early and just waits. Because he's the class president. He's prepared.
Sometimes I wonder if he's the traitor and someone killed Aida and created a robot.
How dare you! That's amazing. Like, but when would they have done it though? Like, has it always been fake Ida, or like just now?
I don't know, but he's not. He's just sitting there. He's not doing it. And whenever we see him, he's got such robotic movements. It's a crack theory, but he's not doing anything. And everyone's running into school, so it's going to be like half an hour early or something like that. So what are you going to do for half an hour? How do you just sit and look at a wall for half an hour?
Maybe it's listening to music, but yeah, it does seem like really weird. Like, I think you remember reading in the manga, it seemed like kind of ominous. Like, it's a joke thing, but it's also kind of like, it's a little weird. Oh, if there's a robot Ida, I will, like, cry my eyes out. But yes, that's cool. That's interesting. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yay for crack theories.
And then we see Shido, and she's running in, but she looks so excited as she runs. We cut to Bakugo, and we see his face, but unlike the other people who we've only seen their top half, we only see just one part of the left side, and he's listening to his earphones.
And he's so cute. It's a very, like, cool, like, shot of him.
It is a cool shot, but just too cool to have the whole face.
Yeah.
And And then we see Midoriya, he's the last one, and he's looking up as he goes. He's the only one that's in motion. The rest are all static. And then the narrator says that the school dorm is just a 5 minutes walk from the main school building, but still in the premises. I love that it took 3 days to create that school dorm, and yet Big Ben in London is going to take 4 years to fix.
Oh, yeah. I guess Cementos is just like he can just do stuff very easily. Cementos can make it like this, but also I like that we get to see that there are dorms for all the other years. Like, we get one shot of where we see all the other dorms, so there's a whole bunch of them. I just feel like I get so lost, I would accidentally go into the wrong dorm at least, like, 3 or 4 times. Even though it says, like, in big letters which class it is, I would probably, like, wander around and be like, why? All the buildings look the exact same. Where do I live?
So because I'm a very cool person, I did the maths. And there's 11 classes in each year because it's A to K. And there's 3 years. So there's 33 buildings.
Oh, wow. Or is there A to K for each year or all together? So, like, second years would be class C? Like, is there 2 classes?
I think it's A to K because in the hero course there's only 2 courses and they're A and B. And then there's general studies, there's business, and there's the support. They've all got different letters. So I'm assuming that they go up and they'll be like 1A. And then as they go up, they'll become 2A and then they'll become 3A.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
But you know what, thinking about it, it must be 34 buildings because they created the staff one as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 34 buildings in 3 days.
I wonder if they, like, hired Ochiko's family, because they do construction, right? So just be like, hey, I feel like, if they can make something that fast, how is there any construction companies? Because they can just, like, also, like, the plumbing, Cementos can do, like, cement, he can't do, like, the piping. Is there a pipe hero who just does pipes? Like, how do you do that?
Maybe, because I think Ochiko said that her initial reason, because she wanted to be able to use her quirk in public, so that's why she wanted to be a hero. So if she wasn't a hero, she couldn't use her quirk to help her family with their construction business.
Mm-hmm. Or I think she wants to be a hero so she can make money to support her family. Because I think, like,
I saw it the other way.
I don't know.
Who knows? She's a lovely girl. But then we get a quick shot of the students all looking very excited, except, well, most of the students. We can't see all of them. The ones that don't look excited are Jiro, Todoroki, Shoji, and Tokiyami. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing they're either shocked or they just don't really care. But when they're all standing there, I put another screenshot of this, and it looks like Mineta is trying to look up Ashido Mina's skirt.
Yeah, it's just funny that they both have the same face, like the same reaction, but Mineta is so much creepier.
He's just the right height for it.
Yeah, like, I hope he gets a growth spurt. But then he'll be able to, like, look down at girls' boobs, I guess. So no matter what height he is, he's gonna find some way to take advantage of it. Oh, I just had, like, a random question. Are the dorms free? Like, that's kind of weird. Like, I know, like, residents in college and stuff, you have to pay a lot. But I don't know if, like, high school, you just get free living spaces, I guess. Because I guess it'd be a harder sell. Be like, oh, come live in dorms, but, oh, by the way, give us this amount of money. Especially for, like, some of the more poor students, like Ochiko and maybe Deku might not be able to afford it. So I think it's probably free.
It looks like they're free. I think it's almost all boarding schools in the UK. Even there's a lot of military boarding schools. People still have to pay some amount to them. Mm-hmm. But if they're doing it for safety, if you're producing all these heroes like All Might and Endeavour, they must be able to give donations in so they can afford it that way, maybe.
Maybe it's like a reduced cost, probably, that it's like not super a lot. They probably have to pay something, but just it's like reduced cost, so they get like a very big discount.
So that is the end of chapter 97, and now we start chapter 98, and this is where Nezu is discussing why they're all in dorms. He's just looking out of a big window, looking at the premises, sort of speaking to himself. He's saying that they're moving in for safety and also to try and find the leak of who the traitor is. He suspects both the teachers and the students, even though it pains him to do it. And he's thinking that the loss of the symbol of the peace will be felt in the future. But they need energy and revival to push the children towards a bright future. as he says this, we can see the children in the background, and there's a big cloud of them, but as he keeps talking, the sun starts to shine on them. But I think also now it would be quite weird for him to be the traitor if he's got this sort of self-narration thing.
Yeah, but even, I guess you could say, given my position that I am the traitor, I have to suspect everybody.
Ooh, you're good.
That I, like... Da, 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 da.
We then cut back to Ozawa, and he's speaking to the kids, saying that he's glad they're all back together. Sarah agrees, and Hagakure says that it was very hard for her. Jiro looks quite uncomfortable next to this, and I'm guessing maybe it's because we know she's quite embarrassed easily, but her family made it very easy for her to come back, which isn't really a normal reaction. So maybe she's embarrassed and she's uncomfortable because of that. And then we see Ojiro agree, and he sort of backs that up by saying, well, yes, it makes sense because the two of them were the most directly affected by the gas. Asui then says that they're back thanks to their teachers, and she was sad watching the conference as she thought they might lose them. And I like that when she talks and she's saying her inner thoughts aloud and honestly, she puts her finger below her lips.
Mm-hmm. It's a pose she does. It's very cute.
It's very cute. Yuraka and Ozawa both agree with her. Ozawa says that he thinks that more than trying to convince them, it was like they let them go free and then grabbed their tails. I wasn't sure what he meant by that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like they're kind of letting them do whatever they want, but just stopping them, but still keeping a bit of control. But I don't know. I think it's just that like now they have them close by because the students went wild. Some of the students went rogue, and he knows that. So then it's kind of like now having them on hand, like you guys can do what you want, but still we're gonna hold you back a little bit. And now they have greater control because they're actually on site.
That's a good idea. So then he says that instead of explaining the dorms, he claps his hands and says that he wants to focus on getting their provisional licenses, which they'd all forgot about, even though that was the reason they were in the training camp in the first place. He then singles out Kirishima, Yayozuro, Ida, Midoriya and Todoroki, all the ones that went to save Bakugo. He says that they went to save him, and that from the looks the other students gave him, he knows that they were aware of it but didn't stop them. And then we get a shot of Asui just looking upset. And then as he says this, the environment changes to windy. We get an upshot of him. We get lots of leaves throwing in the background to represent that the atmosphere's changed. He goes on to say that if it weren't for All Might's retirement, he'd have expelled everyone except for Bakugo, Jiro and Hagakure. And even though everyone else didn't participate, they were aware of it, but still they did nothing. That they all need to follow procedures in the future to try and bring back their trust. Ozawa then swiftly turns around, tries to go inside, but everyone's too down and has no energy to follow.
The intense music abruptly cuts off, and he says, let's see some energy in the most monotone voice possible. And he has like little pouches around his waist, which I like. It's kind of like his, Batman's belt. Like he has his like bat belt. I don't know. He has his eraser belt.
So all the students are looking down, but Bakugo homes in on Kirishima, looking upset, and he pulls an also unhappy Kaminari into the bush, though Kaminari is trying to fight back. We then see a big lightning flash from the bush and Kaminari coming out with what I've named his derp face.
Yep.
He's putting his stupid face and he's got his two thumbs up, and Jiro sees it and loses her mind. Just spits out laughing.
I just wonder, did Bakugo sack him? Or just tell him to send out all of that energy? Like, did he punch him in the balls? Like, I don't know how else he would get him to do that.
We don't know, and I don't know how he didn't get Bakugo in the same attack.
Yeah, maybe, I think, punched him in the balls and, like, jumped away.
He could do, but I just can't imagine Bakugo punching someone in the balls, but...
I could. He was a bit of a bully in his past, so he probably... I could see him doing it.
Yeah.
But it's for a good cause here. It's not like him being mean. It's him trying to lighten the mood. But sorry, keep going.
But so then as Jiro loses it, we see everyone else wondering what Bakugo did. But he goes up to Kirishima and gives him a large amount of money back and says that it's for the night goggles. Kirishima looks very shocked, and he asks Bakugo if he shook someone down for the money. But no, Bakugo's even angrier at that and said that he just withdrew it. But I did some research, and so I think it says that the night vision goggles are 49,800 yen.
Yeah.
So I used www.xe.com, the currency converter, and in pounds, British pounds, That's £342, 549 Canadian dollars, and 449 US dollars.
Yep, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, what 15-year-olds are saving up that kind of money?
Yeah, I don't know. And like, I think Bakugo said like you used up your allowance, and like, whose allowance is $400 or like $500? But I think it's just like he probably just scraped up a lot of his like savings. Like maybe he had a part-time job, or it's like he's not really spending that much money when he's in like high school. I don't know. So he probably borrowed it from his parent. I don't know, but it is a lot of money.
It's a lot. But then, so after he's given him the money, Bakugo says that seeing Kirishima save money all the time will make him feel bad, and he just wants Kirishima to go back to showing his normal dumb side. Which is one of the sweetest things that Bakugo has said, bearing in mind that it's not sweet at all.
Yeah, it's slightly sweet. It's the sweetest Bakugo can get.
So meanwhile, Jiro is still losing her mind laughing at Kaminari's dirt face, and even other people telling her that she's laughing too much. Kirishima then apologises and says he will treat everyone to yakiniku, which is a type of red meat that's grilled, so kind of like a barbecue.
Yep.
So he'll treat them to it with the money that Bakugo's just given him, and everyone's shocked by that, but also really happy.
I don't know if they end up going because they end up unpacking their rooms, and then they have the room competition. So I don't know if maybe they went out to eat a bit before that, or yeah, they didn't actually go eat meat. He's a liar.
Yeah, maybe they go a weekend that's not shown. We'll see it in an outtake somewhere.
Yeah, another week. Yeah.
But that's such a sweet thing to do.
It's so I love Kirishima so much.
So then we go inside and we learn that each class has their own buildings. Like I said earlier, that's 33 classes, 33 buildings. The girls are on the right, their rooms, and the boys' rooms are on the left, but the ground floor is all shared, and it holds the food, baths, and laundry. So Ojiro says that there's a courtyard in the middle. Ishida then gets very excited by a sofa. I don't know why she gets excited by a sofa. Maybe she's just... all her emotions are heightened, and she's like, there's the sofa!
I know! She just likes couches. Give that girl like 5 more couches. She's just like a very happy person. She's a mood setter, kind of, that she like gets everybody excited.
Yeah, definitely. And then we see Yuraka, who is losing her mind and faints next to Ida, who promptly goes to her rescue. This is then creepy Mineta moment number 3, and we're only 9 minutes into the episode.
Yeah.
And he's excited that the baths and the laundry are all on the same floor. Laundry, he's excited by just the underwear there.
Exactly.
You can find that on the internet, but whatever, Mineta, you do you.
You can go to a store and buy girls' underwear if you really, really want to. Just buy underwear.
He seems like the type that would as well. He wouldn't have any qualms about it. But when Zawa tells him off, we also see an angry red aura around him.
Yes.
And Mineta straight away is, yes, sir. And he promises that he will watch himself.
Because Eraser also said they're separated by gender. I'm like, how do you separate laundry by gender? I guess you just have, like, girls and guys laundry. But then, like, if the girls... There's a lot less girls than there are guys. So, like, the guys' laundry might be full, and then the girls will be empty. So, like, maybe you'll have to, like, bargain with the girls to let them use their laundry, except Mineta won't be able to.
I thought about this, and I think in the future we see the girls talking in a small room. So I think maybe there's the kitchen sort of in the middle, and then on the side of the kitchen there's places where you can sort of sit down and chill out. So maybe on the back of both sides, there's on the left, so on the right for the girls bit there's the toilets and the laundry there, and on the left there's the boys' toilets and laundry, and they can sit on either side and chill out if they want to. Maybe. We don't really see.
And I wonder, like, I just kind of wondering, do they have, like, keys, or do you think they have, like, punch cards? I don't know.
No idea.
I think it's probably punch cards. It'd be cool. Because that way you can, like, only, like, certain people can access certain stuff, so, like, the guys wouldn't be able to buzz their way into the girls' rooms. Like, into the girls' section.
Yeah, that would make sense. So then we find out that there's 4 rooms per floor, and each of the rooms has an aircon, a fridge, a toilet, a wardrobe, and a balcony. We see Kaminari standing on one of the balconies, and he's still producing his dirt face.
Yeah.
Yuraka then faints again as Yaoyorozu says that the wardrobes are the same size as hers. The Yuraka fainting again isn't in the manga, but I really liked it in the anime just to hone in that she's so excited about it.
I just like the Uraka-kun from Ida. I like, you should be able to catch. I wish she'd like slide in and caught her, but that probably would have been a bit too shippy. But it's also like, you guys have fast reflexes.
Robots might have fast reflexes.
True. Robo Ida confirmed.
In the anime, the room layouts weren't as clear because it just sort of put the names in the top and they were overlapping.
Oh, it was like impossible to read.
But with the girl, I thought it was interesting which of the females were opposite who on the same floor. I wonder if there's a door where they can walk through to the male side.
Maybe, but I don't think so because when they do the room competition, they do all the guys' side, like they can only go up, and then I think they have to go all the way back down to do the girls.
That's true. Otherwise, it would have been quite good for Jiro and Koda and Hagakure and Ojiro shippers because their rooms are right directly next to each other.
But I guess they might be. Maybe there's a door because I feel like maybe if like in an emergency or something. I wonder like there's an elevator. They probably have stairs as well or something. Because what if there's a fire?
They must have stairs as well. Or their health and safety codes are just not up to scratch.
It's built in 3 days. Like, does it have sprinklers? Like, are they gonna have to close down?
So Azawa says that the students are left to unpack, and he'll come back tomorrow and go through everything. So then later in the evening, we see a few of the lads are sitting relaxing on the sofas unpacking. Kaminari hasn't got his dirt face anymore, so he's recovered from that. I think this is the first time we see Kirishima's hairband as well. I like that Mineta is so small that he's just lying on the seat of the sofa. He's not bending at the hip, he's just lying flat down. And Kaminari is excited about them all living together, despite the circumstances that caused it, and Midoriya agrees. I don't know if I'd have liked to live in dorms at school.
I lived in dorms when I was in res. It was okay.
I don't know about being a teenager though.
Oh yeah, because like they're 14-year-olds in like dorms. They're all hormonal and like dumb. So I don't know what'll happen. Yeah. Look, there'll be shenanigans. I want shenanigans. Give me a whole dorm arc. I would just love laundry drama, just like noise complaints. Like, give me all of that. I would love it. Like, is there like they don't even have like RAs, like, because that would be like the room resident assistant. So like the person, so like they don't really. I guess they could just complain to teachers about stuff, but
wouldn't it be Ida and Yaoyorozu?
Pretty much, but they're not on all the floors. But like, cause like I don't know. It's harder for like if you're on the second floor and then like on the fourth floor, you can't really hear wit's going on there. So it would just be funny if Ida does like patrols to make sure everybody's quiet.
Oh, it probably does. The robot.
And it's just like, and like Aizawa's doing like his own patrols, let's say, and he just sees Ida like walking around. He's like, "Go to bed, Ida. What's wrong with you?"
So we're not sure if we'd like to live in dorms as teenagers, but Ida loves it, and he thinks it's a great idea for training, for cooperation and discipline. And Kirishima's like, "Yeah, you're all for it." He's just such a nice, supportive guy. Friends to everyone.
He's the best. Best bro.
And then Ishido comes in, and there's a very weird belly button glittery shot.
So weird. I guess it's because like it's the girls in like casual tops, but it's just like, why was that necessary? It's such, or what's it called, like men's perspective, or something called it's from a guy's perspective. It's a shot from like a male perspective, and it's kind of like,
I don't know, but it's the weirdest fan service.
Yeah, it's just a waste. Like what?
They didn't know, so they just thought, we'll put in a belly button shot.
Ooh.
Guys will love this.
Yeah, and I guess like, yeah, well, a lot of the shots this one, like when they were all coming to school, and then later for showing the rooms, it was very much like still shots. So I guess they're trying to get like some action shots in there because they spent all their money on like the big fights, and now it's like, okay, now we can calm things down, do some still shots, and we can have like throw in a little flair every now and then.
Yeah. They got a boob shot of Yaoyorozu in, so they thought, we have to give Ishido something. We'll go for the belly button. So then we see all the girls, except for Ashiwa, behind Kaminari, and they're saying that they were thinking of having a room presentation contest pretty obviously led by Ishido and Hagakure. None of the rest really seem too interested in the background. But we immediately flash to Midoriya, Tokiyami and Mineta just looking aghast on the sofa, turning around in shock. They then go straight into Midoriya's room as he's screaming no, but they completely ignore consent.
I thought it was Mineta for a second, but then I saw the freckles and like the hands coming. Okay, it was Deku, because I was like, "What's happening?" But yeah.
So it's full of All Might things, and Yuraka notices and says that it's a complete otaku's room. So if there are any people listening to this that aren't big anime fans, an otaku is a hardcore fan. Just if anyone's not sure. So Kaminari and Sero in the background are looking quite unsure, but also saying that it's getting quite fun. And Kirishima's behind them, not interested at all.
And I wonder if he kind of looks to the side. I wonder if that's when Bakugo left. If he saw Deku's room and it was just like, I'm going to bed.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. Did we? I don't think we saw Bakugo with the rest of the guys. I think maybe he's just not, at this point, he's not interested in talking to anyone, so he sort of packed his room up and then left. But
probably.
We're not sure. So then we see Tokiyami, who's guarding his room and kind of pretending that this is fool's play. What are you doing? This is stupid. But Ishido and Hagakure push him asunder, completely again, ignoring consent. We go into his room and it's pitch black except for a few purple lights. What I noticed that I hadn't seen before when I was reading the manga was there's a poster on the right-hand side that just says, "Die, die" on it.
Oh my god!
And even the aircon, he's put wings next to the aircon unit.
Evil air conditioning.
Evil air conditioning. And Kirishima's getting quite excited about this. He's going through his things. He's saying, "Oh, this is a keychain that I had in middle school." Midoriya's getting excited about a sword, and Ishido's just stood there like, "Is this what boys like?" Before Tokiyami uses his mind and, "Get out, leave." So we switch over to
Deku notices a sword, and then he finally kicks them out.
I'd be excited by the sword, but I'd also wonder, did they not search, if they're thinking there's a traitor there, did they not search everyone's things?
No weapons allowed, but then they all have quirks, so they all have built-in weapons. But also true, it's I guess he could excuse it, it's decorative sword, or it's his hero equipment, so he's allowed to have it. We haven't seen him use it, but it would be cool if eventually Tokoyami whips his sword out and starts doing cool stuff with Dark Shadow.
And having a sword in your room, just when you're worried there's a traitor there, seems a bit out of field to me. But whatever. Yeah. He's into it.
Maybe it's he's the traitor and so's the principal, and he allowed it because he wants him to. No, I don't know.
He wants violence.
Maybe it's training. It's a logical ruse. I wouldn't be surprised. Yue is very lax in some points.
Mm-hmm. So then we go into my favourite, Aoyama's room.
Yes.
And it's so sparkly, and they go in and they say, "Oh, it's dazzling. It's so bright." And he says, "No, dazzling." As he says dazzling, he pulls all these different sort of voguing poses.
And they leave before we can hit the ing. And he has a whole suit of armor, and how could he even fit in his bed? There's mirrors on the bed sheets. To get in his bed, he would have to lift his mirrors out.
I counted them. He has 7 mirrors. The knight's armor, it's like a European style knight's armor. Mm. So I wonder if that's, we don't really know much about his background, but I wonder if that's because he says a lot of Spanish and French words. I wonder if he's got some sort of European background.
Maybe he's half French or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it could be. But 7 mirrors.
That's a lot. I wonder, he's obviously, narcissistic. But also it could be that, his laser, he could, shoot it, bounce it off mirrors, maybe? I guess he wouldn't be doing that in his room, but it would be kind of cool if he ever, played around with that, of being able to, bounce stuff off.
I need some mirrors for practice. Where can I get some? Don't worry, I have 7.
Yeah. No, he's just an egotist. But no, I don't know. I like trying to think of stuff, how they can use stuff.
So then Kaminari, Ishido, Hagakure, and Yaozuru all leave the room uninterested, with Hagakure saying that the room falls exactly within what she would think it would be. Yuraka gets very excited about the next room, but then realises it's Mineta's.
Yeah.
She looks round and we see him creepily with a purple purple aura around him, trying to lure them into his room with one finger, but everyone ignores him and goes straight to the 3rd floor. There's no discussion, it's just nope.
I wonder, like, what could be in there, really? Like, does he just have, like, a shrine to Mountain Lady and to, like, all the girls? Or is it just, I bet it's just, like, completely ordinary and he just has, like, porn magazines, like, out in the open or something.
Where I took screenshots of everyone's room, and I wanted to try and find a picture of a creepy teenager's room just with boob posters everywhere, but I didn't want that on my Google history.
Oh, yeah.
But I bet it's just lined with pornographic images.
And probably a lot of figurines of, like, very big boobs.
Yeah, so then we go upper floor, and we go into Ajiro's room, and everyone says, oh, it's such a normal room. He says, oh no, I know it's boring, you don't have to be kind.
Aww.
Next is, there's nothing interesting in his room. I don't know if you picked up on anything, but I was having a look and I couldn't really see anything. Not
really. I'll look at the picture I have. It's literally just like, it's basically what, like, the demo room that Ayazawa showed before. It's just like, the bed sheets are a nice color, I guess, and he has a matching trash can. His curtains don't match, so I'm ashamed of him. At least if you're going to be boring, match.
No, I think I looked at the curtains on all of the rooms, and I think they might be the curtains that they were given, because there's a few people that have the same blue curtains.
Oh, I know Ida has different. I'm looking through. Oh, yeah, the Shoji has the same color curtain, so I think it is the default curtain.
If I was going to have anyone's room, this would be my room. Just a boring room with nothing in.
I think I'd have Ojiko's room, because Ojiko's room, she has like a nice cactus.
She does have a nice cactus, that's true.
Yeah. But his is Ojiro's room is so like, it's so simple that it's like, seems something's off, even. But, because there's no clutter, but I guess he just moved in. I would be more interested in seeing their rooms, like, halfway through, because, like, if I look at my room now, my room is full of junk. I just want to see one of them have, like, a really, really messy room, because then I could, like, relate.
Yeah. I guess if you just moved in, it would be the nicest, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So then we move into Ida's room, and as they get in there, he says, this look, a completely normal room. And we see some big hard books everywhere. There's even books on the floor. But then Uraka notices he's got tons of glasses all lined up, and everyone laughs, and he doesn't know why. Saying, well, I prepared. I knew that we'd be in combat situations, so I brought these extra glasses. But he doesn't see why everyone's laughing at him.
Yeah, I think so. Glasses are expensive, especially prescription glasses.
He comes from a hero family, though, doesn't he? So they've got to be pretty well off.
Yeah. Or even maybe he just has the frames, and then he can, like, get the glasses put in. But yeah, he's from a hero family, so he's probably set.
So then we go into Kaminawi's room, and there's so many hats.
Yeah, we've never seen him in a hat.
No, only I think in some of the alternative universe ones, he's wearing a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the random pictures that Horikoshi draws, he's wearing a hat. But even, there's a few fashion things. There's even some watches that hang up on the back. And people comment that it's so gaudy. But in the manga, it's more gaudy. There's a few extra things added in. So some more extra skateboards and things like that. But even next to the aircon, he's got 2 random car number plates.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought, like, maybe it would spell something. But it's just, like, 123802 and then, like, 9. But yeah, they're just, like, bored. Like, why? Do you just steal these or buy them? And, like, they're not interesting.
No.
Maybe the places they are I can't read what places they're from. I don't know if Japan does that. Because, like, I know in some places it'll say, like, the province or, like, the state that it was from.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe it's, like, a part of Japan that he really likes, so it says it on top of the license plate.
Maybe. That's a good idea. Yeah, it could be. So then, even his shirt says Thunderbolt. This is such a female thing, but I was wondering maybe, like,
his bed is also black and yellow.
Yeah, and he's got some thunderbolts on some of his drawers. He's fashionable.
Yeah, he's committed. He has a shirt framed, but it's just a black shirt, and it's like, why do you have that framed? Like, you can't tell if it has something on it.
People frame sports shirts, don't they, if they've been signed by someone?
Oh, so maybe that's the hero he looks up to signed his shirt.
So then we go into Koda's room, and he has got an adorable bunny rabbit. He's got lots of animal themes. He's got some stuffed toys in the bed. He's got an animal calendar. He's got animal prints on his pin board. And the girls fall in love with the rabbit, and we see Ashido and Yuraka playing with the rabbit while also wearing some of Ida's glasses that they've stolen / borrowed.
But also because like it would be hard to see because like prescription glasses they differ. So like if you have ordinary vision, it would kind of like blur it a little bit. But I also just want to say that I like his room because it has like nice like I love green, so I like the green colors. It's a bit too like light for my taste. It's like light green, but I think his room is decent looking. It's nice.
It is. I love the rabbit. I love rabbits, but they would smell having one in just your room.